We've now spent weeks covering the UK's election and the Brexit deadline that led up to it. And now we've come to the climax of events, election night. Today, Brits took to the polls to vote for the government they want to see executing Brexit and leading the country forward. The result of the exit poll may have already been announced by the time you're watching this, with them set to release at 10 PM tonight. So, in this video, we're going to discuss what the exit poll is and how accurate it is. If you want to know the result of the exit poll, check out our live stream from 9 PM today, where we're going to discuss the exit poll predictions, the exit poll results, and discover the final results as they're announced through the night. There's a link to the live stream down below. And just a quick note from me, Ben, the narrator, who's part of the podcast, please do watch the election night. We've put a lot of time into it and we're really excited. We've got some really fun stuff planned, so please do check it out. Anyway, back to the video. Exit polls are essentially just polls conducted outside polling stations as voters exit, hence the exit poll. The obvious difference from other polls is that the exit poll asks who did you vote for instead of who do you intend to vote for. And perhaps surprisingly, people often give quite different answers. For this reason, exit polls are often more reliable than pre-election polls. The UK exit poll has actually got more reliable over the years as the methodology has been tweaked. Today, the exit poll polls some 20,000 people in 140 different polling stations, which is a pretty large and therefore reliable sample size to go by. The 140 stations are all in marginal areas, which determine the outcome of the election, and means that the exit poll can effectively measure vote swings. If you look back at the UK general election exit polls post-1992, they've been very accurate. 2001, they predicted a comfortable Labour win, doing the same down to the exact number of seats in 2005. The same happened in 2010 when it predicted the Tories' number of seats in 2010 and predicted the hung parliament. The exit poll did get it wrong in 2015 in that it predicted a hung parliament, but Cameron got a small majority, but in terms of seats it was still pretty accurate. The prediction was back on form in 2017, correctly predicting May's party losing their majority. We said that they've been accurate post-1992, because famously the exit poll was way off that year. The exit poll predicted that John Major's Conservatives would be 25 seats short of a majority.
And now our exit poll, based on talking to lots of people as they came out of the polls today in some of the key marginal constituencies. Just like any other poll, it has its range of error one way and the other, but it's just a first indication of the story we may be getting as the night goes on. I won't give it to you till 10 o'clock in case you still want to vote. But here we are, 10 o'clock, and our view is it's going to be a hung parliament. This election is too close to call.
However, the exit poll was wrong, and the Conservatives ended up with a 21-seat majority. So, when do we hear about this year's exit poll? Well, as I mentioned before, it always releases at around 10 PM, because it's actually illegal to release the exit poll before all polling stations have closed in the UK. The reason is that there's a fear that it might depress voter turnout. This seemed to happen in the 2000 US presidential election. Florida was called for Al Gore before voting had closed in the Republican-leaning Florida Panhandle, the westernmost bit of Florida, which is an hour behind the rest of it. According to a study done by the economist John Lott, this seemed to depress Republican turnout in the Panhandle, as well as in other states across the US where the polls were open. Polling stations in the UK close at 10 PM, which is when we find out the result of the exit poll. Individual constituencies then report their actual results over the next 4 hours, with counting usually finishing around 2 AM. As I mentioned at the start, we will be there to guide you through the night's events with our live stream starting at 9 PM, taking you through the exit poll results as we check the final constituency-specific results through the night and eventually the final result. So, check out the live stream by clicking the link in the description below.